Welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Last time, we entered the Akana region, so this time, we're starting out underneath the Akana graveyard. This area is divided into 3 sections, and each can be accessed by opening a different grave across all 3 nights. This first area has a ton of bats, so I would recommend using the Blast Mask to take out as many bats as possible with one explosion. They'll also try to swoop down at you, so the spin attack is a good way of taking out multiples at once also, but sometimes they'll fly above you, in which case we'll have to use the bow instead. You got a purple rupee. It's worth 50 rupees. Your face is beaming. Next up, we have to light some torches, either by lighting a Deku stick using a torch outside, or by using fire arrows. We actually don't have a Deku stick, so we don't really have a choice of how to light these. In here, we have a very scary mini-boss, the Iron Knuckle. They have this giant axe that can actually kill us in one hit in a 3-heart run, no matter how much health we have. They can perform either a downward strike that will cause their axe to get stuck in the ground, or 2 horizontal swings that are a lot faster and in some ways are more dangerous even though they're shorter range, but they are faster, making them a little bit tougher to avoid. Overall, this isn't too difficult inherently, but yeah, having this low of health makes it a lot scarier. After a few hits, their armor will break, allowing them to move even faster and making them even more dangerous. So let's try to land the last few hits. Are you the one who freed my soul? I serve the Akana royal family. I'm the composer called Flat. The songs connected to the royal family that remain here were all composed by my brother and I. Oh, Sharp, my dear brother. He sold his soul to the devil and was the one who locked me in here. You who do not fear the dead, learn well the song that is inscribed behind me. And if you ever meet my brother, I'd like you to inform him. The 1,000 years of raindrops summoned by my song are my tears. The thunder that strikes the earth is my anger. I have made my request. The 1,000 years of raindrops summoned by my song are my tears. The thunder that strikes the earth is my anger. Here is written the song that shall cleanse his cursed black soul. You remembered the Song of Storms. This melody that you've heard before is the turbulent tune that blows curses away. I really like how certain elements from Ocarina of Time, like the Song of Storms, are recontextualized in Termina. Also, I'd like to point out that the Iron Knuckle, I'm pretty sure is a mini-boss in like one of the final dungeons in Ocarina of Time, and we're already fighting one here, which definitely bodes well for this game's difficulty curve. The other grave for day 2 that we can actually see over there, we won't be exploring because it actually leads to a piece of heart, but we'll be returning here on the 3rd day. But for now, let's return to Milk Road. So we still have some time before we have to be at the ranch, so let's stock up on supplies here, and let's actually unequip the fire arrows, because we don't need them for this, and let's also equip the bunny hood, to give us a little bit more mobility. So yeah, we have about an hour and a half or so left, so let's make our way over to Romani Ranch. As a reminder, even though you're given Epona before this event, I actually would recommend not using Epona because trying to maneuver a horse and try to aim accurately just feels like it overcomplicates things, so instead we'll be using the bunny hood. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that this crate will have arrows, so if you run out, we can restock here. And this is also why I didn't play the inverted Song of Time sooner, because I knew we'd have to wait, and we'd have to wait a much longer amount of time, like 3 times as long, so it just makes sense to not play until after this event. Around 2, Romani should leave her house and head inside of the barn. It's almost time. You take care of things outside, Grasshopper. If you have a map, watch your map carefully. Okay? Whatever happens, do not let them get into the barn. They'll come from behind the barn too, so watch out. If you run out of arrows, we have crates of them near the house, so stock up when you need to. And with that, we're about as ready as we will be. So we have to wait until about 2:30, that should be when the invasion begins. And the ranch is surrounded by extraterrestrial invaders, so they can be defeated with a single arrow, and this dog is actually really helpful. They'll bark in the direction of the closest alien. All of the white squares that aren't the entrance to the house and the barn are aliens, also the ones that lead to like the 2 like minigame areas, like with the Kukos. But yeah, all the other dots are aliens, so yeah, we are completely surrounded. One thing worth mentioning is if you play the inverted Song of Time, the aliens move slower. But the downside is you also have to defend the ranch for 3 times as long. So it's kind of like a toss-up of whether it's better or worse. Some people prefer using the inverted Song of Time just because of the slower movement speed, being a worthwhile trade-off compared to having to defend longer. But some prefer to play this out at full speed. Also, by the way, I actually did some double checking, and it turns out in the 3DS version, the inverted Song of Time actually only gives you twice as much time instead of 3 times, which for a section like this would actually be nice, because you have the benefit of the aliens moving a little bit slower, but also you only have to defend for twice as much time rather than triple the amount. So we have to defend until like 5:10, 5:15, somewhere in there. so we only have less than an hour to go. So far, so good, actually. Sometimes I've had really bad runs of this, so I'm actually really glad that this went as smoothly as it did. We have a couple more over here, and from here on out, we should be relatively in the clear as we take out a few more before sunrise. We did it! We won! Thank you! Thanks to you, the cows are giving thanks too. Here's Romani's thanks. When you drink it, put your hand on your hip and take a big gulp like we do here at the ranch. You got a milk bottle. One quick gulp will have you feeling great. Use C to take a drink. You'll recover 5 hearts per gulp. This bottle contains 2 gulps. When it's empty, recycle the bottle. It's almost time for my sister to get up, so I have to get back to bed. See you later, little hero. You helped the ranch girl and saved the cows. This was added to your notebook. So now that we're past that, let's play the inverted Song of Time, finally. And let's skip ahead to the second day. So, let's head inside the barn. Oh my, hello. Romani's going to take our milk to Clocktown too. You're looking after the place. The cows would be all alone otherwise. Yes, sister. I'm going by wagon into town. Would you like a ride? I'll be leaving about 6 o'clock this evening, so you can join me if you'd like. We definitely want to take Kremia up on her offer, but we have a lot of time to kill in the meantime. So one thing I wanted to mention is if we failed the defense of the ranch, the aliens would have abducted all of the cows and also Romani, which explains why she is so distraught on the third day if we are not around to help. So there's actually something else we can do around Milk Road, and we actually need a Pona for this. Alright, so with Epona, let's head back over to Milk Road and see what else we can find in that area. Over here, we have 2 areas we haven't explored, or 2 paths we haven't explored, both going south. So let's enter through here. Is that pathetic thing your horse? I would have guessed that little thing was a mule for sure. Ain't that right, little brother? Do you think a horse that pathetic would gallop if you pushed the control stick forward? Or would it run faster if you pressed A? This guy's funny. Why don't you give us 10 rupees for the chance to race against us? If you win, we'll give you something nice, kid. Well, you do. It's a simple race. Just go once around the track. If you can beat us to the finish line, you win. Yeah, you ready? These are the Gorman brothers, so we want to show them who's boss and beat them in this one-lap circuit. This isn't too difficult, I say as I run into the fence there. We have a few trees to dodge. As a reminder, Epona does have a bit of a cooldown for her dashes, indicated by the carrots along the bottom there. Using a carrot at the right time, we can actually jump over these fences, which the Gorman brothers go around. So we can gain a little bit of time here. We also want to cut corners as tightly as possible. We can also jump over the mud like so. And over here, going into the home stretch, we should have a few more fences to jump, giving us a clear shot at the finish line. I can't believe we lost! Big bro, I wonder if we can give that to this guy. We gotta give him something. Well, he's a kid, so what could he do with it? It should be fine. You got the Garo's mask. The wandering ninja spirits who appear at Ikana once wore this. In exchange, you can't tell anyone where you got this. You rubbed the Gorman brothers' noses in it. This was added to your notebook. The suspicious Gorman brothers were added to your notebook. Alright, that's everything we can do here, so let's head back to the ranch. Alright, let's quickly run over here. And when we get back over to the barn and the house, we'll play the Song of Double Time to skip ahead to 6 o'clock when Kremia is about to leave. Oh, good evening. I'm going to town now to deliver milk. Would you like a ride? That's great. Tonight, I'm kind of lonely. I welcome company. I guess it's been a while now since our father died. I'm trying to take care of the ranch, but things have been getting unstable lately. The cows always seem bothered and frazzled, and I'm finding broken bottles everywhere. Who's doing it? I don't know. My sister Romani has been worried too. She's practicing using a bow. She says it's to stop the ghosts. Say, what are the townsfolk saying about that moon? It's bigger than before, isn't it? In town, I have a friend. Her name's Anshu. Anshu. The day after tomorrow is her wedding. I wonder if it will fall, that thing. What? The road? Boy, get your bow ready. First, Milk Road is blocked by a boulder, and now... we have to take this detour through Ugly Country. Are you ready, boy? I'm going to try to get us through here as fast as I can. If any pursuers come from behind, chase them off with your arrows. They may be after my cargo of milk bottles. Do you understand? Thanks. I'm relying on you. If we can get through here, I'll have a big thanks for you. And right on cue, we have to fend off the Gorman brothers once again. So they'll charge at us, and eventually, if they get close enough, they'll break the bottles. We have 3 here, so if all 3 are broken, we obviously fail this sequence. So we only need 1 intact by the end of this, which isn't too difficult, but it can be a little bit tricky sometimes, trying to take care of both of them. You can kind of tap A like this to deal a lot of damage quickly, but it almost feels more effective, like timing shots, I feel. This isn't too difficult or even that long of a sequence, so we should actually be getting pretty close to the end of it. But yeah, this isn't too difficult, and we have all 3 intact so far. Mr. Barton was happy to get his first delivery in quite a while. Thank you. You're pretty cool. This isn't very big, but accept my thanks. You got Romani's mask. Wear with C to show you're a member of the exclusive Milk Bar Latte. By doing one good deed, a child becomes an adult. That mask is only given to a limited number of adult customers. It's proof of membership. I now acknowledge you as being an adult. You guarded the ranch's milk. This was added to your notebook. And with that, we've reached the end of the Romani Ranch side quests. Now that we have the Romani's mask, we can access the milk bar in Clocktown, which we'll be doing a bit later, but really quickly, I wanted to mention something. By completing this side quest, including the alien invasion, a second time, there's actually a very rare scene involving Kremya, where instead of the Romani's mask, since you already have it, she can either give you rupees or a hug. To me, it's actually really impressive that there are so many, optional scenes for, completing side quests a second time, and it's really impressive because, frankly, with a quest this long, I doubt a lot of players would actually come across a scene like this naturally. Obviously, it's a well-known scene, but it is really interesting to me how much effort has gone into a lot of the characterization of these side quests. I find it really impressive, actually. That's everything I wanted to do on the second night, so let's skip ahead to the third day. There's actually quite a few things I'd like to do on this final day. For one thing, we have to go back to the Ikana graveyard to check out the final grave for now. But also, we might actually start the next story area, and if we have time, I'd really like to pay another visit to Romani's Ranch while it's still opened up, and since we took care of all the side quests leading up to the third day. But again, that depends on if we have enough time by the end of all of our other quests. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.